Okay, so today we're going to talk about conjugating ER verbs, and starting with the, I want you to write down your subject pronoun chart. So help me out here. Just to start with, the subject pronoun chart starts with je. What comes next? Underneath. It's, remember, first person singular, second person. Tu. What comes next? Il, el. See, I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Let's see if I hope this records right. You'll hear me saying that on here if it does. Okay. What's over here? First person plural. Nous. What comes next? Vous. And then il, el, pluriel. Okay, so to be able to do this, you know, you should be learning these at this point, and the way that you conjugate an ER verb is you take off the ER ending and you add an ending that specifically goes along with these subject pronouns. So those endings are, I'm going to put them right down underneath here, and you should do the same. Don't put it next to it because it doesn't make sense to put an E next to je. The endings are E, ES, and E, ONS, EZ, and ENT. In order to conjugate all of these ER verbs, you just have to know these endings. So could you guys give me one of those ER verbs that you would like for me to use to demonstrate? Écouter. Okay, I'm going to just turn the page now. Does everybody have this? Hope so. Okay, so we're going to try it with écouter, but I don't want to start with that one because it starts with the vowel. But I'm writing it down so I won't forget. What's another one? Manger. Okay, we will also do that one, but it won't be the first one. Regarder is too long. I don't want to write that many letters. Chante I already did this morning. Let's use jouer. Yes, I wanted to do this one because it's less writing and it's important. So we're going to start with jouer, and I'll show you how it works. When you have an ER verb that you want to conjugate, oops, it's not on there. Okay, there it is. You are going to divide it. You take off the ER, and you have two parts. This is the stem, and this is the ending. And then you're going to replace this ER with those endings that go along with the subject. So I'm going to start by, again, writing another chart down here. I'm going to write the chart to show you how to do it. The verb is going to be jouer, and the chart is, whoops, why did I start with tu? I must have been teaching this too many times today. Okay, je, tu, go ahead and follow along, get this chart down. Je, tu, il, el. Make sure you leave room because you're going to write something after there. Nous, vous, and il, el, plural. So jouer means to play. And your first step is to take off the ER. So you end up with a stem, jou. And remember that your endings were E, ES. I had them on that other page, so I'm going to write them down again. So I have them to look at, and you have them to look at on your paper because you already wrote them, but I had to turn the page. So here's the stem without that ER on there, and you're going to add the ending E. So it's je joue. So I want to stop for a minute and explain why you don't just drop off the R. Okay, when I first took French, I've never taken a French class where a teacher spoke any English. All my French teachers spoke only French. And it's because I started in college. My first French class was in college, my freshman year. And I had all these explanations described to me in French, and in my mind, I just dropped off the R. It doesn't work that way. Think of it as a stem and an ending, and you're replacing an ending with another ending, even if one of those letters is the same. Because if you think about it that way later on, it won't mess you up. I had to do some figuring out when I got further along because of that. So you're taking off the ending and replacing it with one of these. So anyway, the next one, here's your stem. What ending goes on here? Es, and it's pronounced toujours. Stem for this one, what goes on the ending? E, il joue, elle joue. Okay, then we have the stem. What goes on here? O-N-S, so it's pronounced jouons, nous jouons. And here's the stem for vous. What is it? Easy. Vous jouez. Notice that vous jouez, jouer is pronounced the same way as this jouer, as the infinitive. It's the only one that sounds that way. It's the only one. This sounds like jouons, and the others all have silent endings. So if you're speaking French and you really weren't sure how to conjugate it with vous and you said vous jouez, people won't know whether you knew what you were doing or not because it sounds the same. But if you're writing it, you need to put an EZ there instead of an ER. Okay, on this one, it is J-O-U is the stem. What's the ending? E-N-T, and it is silent. Je, il joue, elle joue. So, répétez. Je joue. Tu joues. Il joue. Elle joue. Nous jouons. Vous jouez. Il joue. Elle joue. So I'm going to do this French teacher trick here, which is causing this little shape to turn into, it looks more like a clown shoe, but it's supposed to be a boot, as in la botte. Here's the laces. And it reminds you that everything inside the boot is pronounced the same. It reminds you that this is silent. It's a silent ending. So, je joue, tu joues, il joue, elle joue, il joue, elle joue. You can't tell the difference between singular and plural when you're speaking in this situation, this particular case. Okay, that's part one of the ER verbs. I think this is too long to put it all in one, so I'm going to stop this one and go to the part two.